that. Take care of this. Oh, hold on. My volume was real low. I couldn't hear you.
So did you show up with your two forms of ID, your social security card, and your snow shovel? Or is that only in New York?
For ID and snow, I don't know. I don't know. I shoveled outside. That's part of what was running behind, but I don't.
Old Mayor Mondami looking for volunteer snow shovelers.
Oh, but you got it. You got to. But you have to show. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Two forms of ID.
Oh my word.
Your social security card.
Yeah. Oh boy. What are you gonna do? No comment.
No comment.
No comment. All right. Let me go ahead and. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Jeez Louise. Hold on. I feel like I'm sharing some form or of this message. I didn't realize it's grainy. Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm sharing some form of this message pretty frequently, but we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. The work you're avoiding is the work that oftentimes is what will unlock the results that you haven't been getting yet. So similar message, just put a different way, and you may or may not heard that before. Anyway, let's I got a lot to do in a small window and a lot lined up for today. So one thing from the bonus session on Friday, we did a bonus session because the API integration with Thanks.io is live with LeadDeck. And so we did a bonus session on that. And on that session, unfortunately, I hadn't thought ahead enough to have one of these postcards ready to show. And I wanted to just do a quick demonstration of this because for me, this postcard, which I send monthly to everyone in my sphere of influence, past clients, and people who scan my other direct mail or I have a conversation with who are thinking about selling, but their timing and motivation just hasn't hit that tipping point yet. This is insurance against them going elsewhere when they hit that timing and motivation. So I send this. It goes out each month, once a month, to everyone on the list. And we use an AI prompt to ensure that the back of the card is dynamic and relevant based upon the month and on the recipient's city. Okay. I've talked about this a lot, but I wanted to demonstrate for those who have the marketing suite with fast cash offers, or you're using some other enterprise version of iList, what happens when someone scans the QR code. So when someone scans the QR code, and I'm hoping I did this right. When someone scans the QR code, I should have tested this before. I didn't even test it. When someone scans the QR code, come on. Performing verification, just checking something. It may take a minute. But in a perfect world, what happens is they are, well, I don't have this set up correctly. What they're being taken to in this instance is my contact card. Well, look at that. Happens once a week where I have egg on my face because I think something is set up one way or I think some message was one way and something was the other. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll fix that, and then I'll show another example later in the week what that would be. But the nice thing is, even if you screw it up, when someone scans the QR code on here, you are immediately emailed and texted, and you can follow up. And if nothing else, it gives you an opportunity to say, hey, hey, Kathy, looks like you were checking out the value. Here it is. So this part of it did work. This part of it did work. Oh, and I can see right there, the scan URL. I don't know why I'm using that URL. I don't know why I switched it. What I had it going to was their home seller dashboard, and I need to switch that back. where they can see 4 interactive home values, and they can even adjust the values based upon improvements that they may have made, etc. And they can explore offers as well. So I need to fix that, but this part of it does work. And I must have turned off the text notification, but you can be text notified as well. So what would I do with someone like this? Well, very simply, the third step in my 3-step action plan. Hey, James, it looks like you were checking out the value of your property at, 5805 Fawn Meadow Lane. What has you curious? And are you interested in exploring offer options? Okay. I have 3 variations of that follow-up communication. That's kind of step 3 when in the monthly home value update sequence that I use or run every month, which we're coming up on March. I'll be launching that one again, if not next week, the following week. But that's where the really, the majority of the opportunities are uncovered in that step 3. So what has you looking? Are you thinking about, there's one that's, there's 5 options, and then the other 2 are just more direct, asking a question. And then it's just, closing the loops on all of those as you have those conversations. And if you do that consistently enough, you start to get each month somebody ready to list. In fact, I have 1 active listing and 1 going live from that very sequence towards the end of last year. That it was just the timing was right. They were looking and interested, and away we go. All right, today is day 1 of the 3-day absentee owner listing sprint. And so that is what I'm going to spend a majority of the time on, because I need to do that work myself. For those of you who are in our Founders Club or you have enrolled in the listing sprint, you log into your dashboard, go to Launchpad, and this is where the listing sprint is laid out for everyone. This is the module 0 work, laying the foundation. This video is kind of a big picture overview. The beautifully Notebook LM generated infographic from that video, and a summary, and the ability to register for the live calls, which are live Q&A sessions are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this afternoon, tomorrow, and Wednesday at noon Eastern. The goal is to keep those to 60 minutes or less. And so the first time we did the original deal sprint, which co-founders, you can go back and check out. And we gave access to that for folks enrolling in this absentee owner sprint as well. What happened was the live calls were the work and the Q&A. So what we're doing with this one is releasing the training, coaching, action plan for the day early in the day, so that hopefully we can keep the live calls shorter and punchier, just address questions, help people get clarity, etc. So the 3 steps beyond the overview are your pocket buyer list, and those could be retail buyers, investor portfolio buyers, etc. Checking your buyer counts for your market, so you just see how many of those are, see the opportunity there, because sometimes we don't realize how much of that activity is happening right in our backyard. And then getting set up with our instant cash offer platform with the institutional cash buyers that we have access to. The reason behind this, the logic behind this, is so that everybody going through this can have the competence and the confidence to know that when they get somebody that says yes, or what's the offer, or anything other than a hard no, that we can provide them what they're looking for, what they want, which is a buyer, and then plant the seed and eventually pivot to what most of them need, which is to list the property. Sean earlier this morning, released day 1 Now this is, I will prescribe one bit of activity at noon, and I'll release that here now because I'm going to do it, which is to reach out to the first 25 absentee owners from the list that you collect here. So this is walking you through collecting 100, and it won't exactly be 100. It just so happened, sometimes I have egg on my face like this, right? And sometimes I get lucky because in my demonstration video, I literally ended up with exactly 100 leads, which I could not have done again if I tried. But it was 3 different filter stacks that ended up being 100 absentee owner leads in a specific zip code that I then have ready to do the actual work of the sprint, or at least to start the actual work, which is to contact these leads to get into conversation with these leads. And so what I'm going to do the rest of our time today is I'm going to start my implementation of the homework. If you're participating in the sprint, feel free to follow along and do that for yourself as well. And we'll see. Maybe I'll get a conversation going. I might get some grumpy people about the snow. Who knows? But I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I actually haven't done this work yet. I haven't done my day work yet. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to go to lead targets, and I'm going to go to sellers, and I'm going to pick a city that I have not, at least I don't recall, having as a seller target as of yet. I am choosing a city, but this city only has one zip code. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I could do the zip code or the city. If your city has multiple zip codes, I would recommend you start with the zip code. Okay, start with the smallest the smallest total addressable market, TAM, possible. The smallest total addressable market possible, because we can always expand out, right? But if we start too big, it gets confusing and difficult to target back down. I'm going to figure out a way to teleport this coffee through the Zoom to Stuart and James. I'm trying to anyway.
I got 3 hours of sleep last night. I was wide awake till 4:30 at least.
And here's the lesson for everyone. He's still here. Still here. Yeah. Here we go. With that, wow, look at that. That's how excited James is for the Closers Cafes. Anyway.
In honor of the USA beating Canada yesterday, I literally watched the 1980 hockey game late at night.
Well, I am all for that derailment because let's go, right? And if that speech in the movie Miracle by Herb Brooks doesn't get you fired up, I mean, if you want to get fired up for the day, just play that 2 minute and 30 speed. I think it's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or maybe it's 90 seconds. But Herb Brooks talking to them the night they beat the Soviets. Oh, so good. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay, so hold on, Stephanie. I'll get to your question in a minute. I just want to at least knock this part out. So I've got my zip code in here. I'm going to load my my lead counts, and immediately where I'm going to go, I already have an idea of what my stacks are going to be. So I'm going to stack tired tax default, tired involuntary. I'm going to save out-of-state absentee on its own, and then I'll see where I'm at from there. I may then do stack tired and in-state. Ooh, that's a good. I like that combination. So here's what I'm going to do down here: tired and tax. This may get me 0. It might be 0, but it doesn't matter. Oh, 4. Look at that. Save and new. Okay, so I've got 1. I've got 4 so far. Tired plus involuntary. 10. Save. Next, I'm going to just save all 25 out of state, because that alone is a good target. And then I'm going to go tired in state because I've got all the out of state. I want to stack those up. What do we got? Ooh, that's too many. Well, it's 191. That's interesting because isn't it 195? Huh. So most of the tired landlords are in state absentee owned. Is there anything else I might stack them with? Let me try this. I don't know what this will. I'm going to try tired and senior. 71. Beautiful. Bingo. I'm going to save and new. And now if I go over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 buckets. For organizational purposes, I'm going to go folder 17070. Absentee owner sellers. And I'm going to put them all in that folder. This step is like, not mission critical, but just from an organizational standpoint, especially if you're in Founders Club and you've got a bunch of different targets, you just get a little bit, lost in all of that. And I've got some of these that I can even clean out. Okay, so the last step, at least that is released in the day one, is to go to your profile and to go to scripts and make sure that your outbound scripts follow what is detailed in there. Email subject, for first name, parentheses, RE street address. You know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to get a little spicy this morning. Okay? I'm going to cuz I talked about this last week and I haven't ever done it. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to get crazy. So now it's going to say RE street address for Stewart. The key pieces are still there. The personalization. This is for the recipient, and it's about this street address. Hi, first name. Just curious, is there any chance you'd consider selling your property at street address to an out-of-state private client of mine in the next 30 to 90 days or less? If you could, please let me know either way. Text message, hey, so-and-so, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Is there any chance you consider selling? Blah, 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 blah. I make sure that those are as they should be. In particular, that it's your name and your brokerage, not Josh at eXp Realty. Okay, make sure that you've got yours merged in there. And maybe I should have Sean. Oh, it does have it. Those merge fields are there. Maybe I should start. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll start using those merge fields where I'm providing you copy and paste copy. So actually, let me do that right now. Watch this. So your name. Your name here and your company here. There we go. And I can, anytime we edit scripts, we got to make sure we save all scripts. Save all scripts. That way, when we switch over to tapping away on our phones, those pre-populated scripts will be there. Either I wore Stephanie out or she got her question answered. Stephanie, do you still have a question?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
Can you scroll up just a bit so I can see that email real quick?
sure.
I may want to update my.
Yeah. And this exact message is also in that day one, step 2. It should be, well, I say that. I believe it's in the day 1, step 2.
Yeah, this is a little bit different than what you had on the document that was uploaded for day 0.
Oh, it is?
I was curious.
Well, here, let's fix this as well here. Whoops, that's goofy looking. Let me edit this in real time so we have that in such a way that I just want to minimize any chance of folks hitting a roadblock or getting putting out misinformation or the wrong information. So This is, boom, there we go. Okay.
In the wrong spot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Stephanie, go ahead.
I was trying to just double check to make sure I had my values correct, and I can't find where I should put what those those value keys should be.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Looking at, well, like for your company, your name, I'm looking at a profile and I can't find where.
Oh, account. Where is his company name? Where is that? Is that the bottom? Well, that's something.
For us,
I'll have to figure out for Sean. What's that?
I said for us, it's probably just as easy to just type in our name.
Right. I mean, but I just, anytime I put out stuff, yeah, anytime I put stuff out, I want to make sure that there's minimal chance that it could, that anyone might send something that says, that James says something that is Josh with eXp Realty, right? Because then it's like, wait, what? Stephanie, I will find out from Sean. I thought we had in the profile or the account information here, name, I thought company was in there.
Yeah, it looks like it's moved. We did have it there.
Yeah. And then I think it was in the mailer settings. Well, I'll get that between this session and the noon. I'll get that figured out with Sean. In the meantime, just physically write out your name and your company, because I'm not 100% certain if that merge field, did it disappear from existence, or is it just being hidden currently? So for now, I'm just gonna swap that back, and so what? Those of you who are on here, you're getting a sneak peek. The next step, essentially step 3 for day 1. Okay, step 1 was getting your lists, collecting your leads. Step 2 was making sure your scripting is set and ready to go. Step 3 is 25. 25. The goal is to reach out to 25 on the list that you've collected. And so I'm going to get to work on that. I'm going to log into my account. And I'm just going to make sure I hit the refresh button so my pre-populated text scripts are good to go. Did I hit the save button? Even no matter how many times I say it, I think sometimes I still forget. I know I did it once. Did I do it the very last time? Let's see here. I'm just going to hit it again just in case. So I'm going to refresh one more time. And I'm in Deal Deck, and I'm going to hunt for my sellers. Oh, it's empty because I have to first go to my targets. So I got to go to targets. And why is it doing that to me? Just nothing wants to cooperate with me this morning. Well, I'm going to go back here to see what's going on because it's saying my folder is empty. 1 second here. And I don't know the chat, if there's a question. Just go ahead and open your line. They're there. Why are they not showing up on my? Well, let me do this. I'm going to run the first couple small buckets. I'm going to run this one. I'm going to run this one. I've got 4 there. One thing to keep in mind as you run and get the contact information for the leads, if how do I want it? We remove duplicates, meaning if one of the 4 tired involuntary is also, I'm sorry, one of the 4 tired tax default, if one of them is also involuntary, they won't show up twice. So as you work your way up the tree or up the ladder, the actual numbers will go down somewhat. At least in most cases, they will go down. In some cases, there's always exceptions. In some cases, you might find some where they don't show up. Speaking of not showing up, I don't know what is going on with my my decks here. Oh, they're in here. Duh, man, I'm a moron. It's in the they're in the decks. Go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, so just from our conversation last week, in the email you have a client of mine, and in the text you have of ours. I'm just being picky.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
I mean, I wasn't supposed to say I, mine, my.
Yeah. So this is a follow-up to, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, we were kind of doing a deep dive on breaking down best practices
Right.
for outbound. Ours and mine.
Because your text says ours, client of ours, private client of ours, and your email says a private client of mine. And I know that's just being nitpicky, but
Ours is probably better. What I'm certain of, and what I at least to me is more non-negotiable, is if and the example I had given there was leads that come from my own listings. The script that is really effective is, "Hey Stuart, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Looks like you were checking out. Looks like you requested info about our listing at street address. Did you get all the info you were looking for?" If you say "my" there, or I don't know, it just feels a different kind of way. I'm going to switch it to ours, but I have used mine in that example as well. All right, I've got my first 4. I got a bunch of DNCs. Okay, so all the numbers are on the DNC. So I'm going to tap to email. All those emails are out. And I'm going to tap to send a mailer. This is, so he is a local tired landlord who is tax default on this address here in New Cumberland. And I'm going to choose. So I'm choosing my mailing list that I'm going to add them to. This mailing, the mail part is optional. Okay, this is not mandatory. Well, my second one here, also all on the DNC. Wow. This one is seller signal of 100, and it's on every possible quick list. So I can see how much they're delinquent on taxes, what they bought it for, and they are in York Haven. I'm going to enhance this one. I'm going to enhance this one. It says I've already sent a mailer to this one. How could that be? Maybe I unknowingly already had this one in some form or fashion. Okay. The enhancement on this one was well worth it because I definitely got the wife's email. Definitely got the wife's email. And so this is, the owners are Rachel and David. This is clearly Rachel's email. So what I did was I took 2 seconds. I'll show you the second time through because I'm trying two emails. One was her name at AOL.com. The other one was her name at gmail.com. One of those is correct. So all I'm going to do is take 3 seconds and change David, because it will, the pre-populated script, the pre-populated script pulls in the first name of the owner listed in first position. So, I mean, literally takes a couple of seconds. There's a lot of DNCs on here, so I'm just gonna punt on the DNCs, and I've got to find out from Sean why this would say mailer already sent. Maybe I have sent a mailer to this. Maybe. I wonder, what did I send last week? I wonder if somehow he's got a property on another list that I had sent to. I don't know. But I'll get to the bottom of it. Oh, this one says mailer sent as well. All right. Well, I got two things we got to figure out between now and noon. But this next one, this is the third one on my list, another 100 seller signal. I can see how much delinquent tax is, and I've got a mobile number that is not on the DNC. So, boom, tap, tap, and boom, call. What's the address here? I think that was a blue text as well. Hey, is that William? William, good morning. This is Josh with eXp Realty. I know I'm calling you out of the blue here, but I was just curious if there's any chance you would consider selling the property at 1825 Elm to a private client of ours.
1825 Elm.
Yeah, New Cumberland.
No, we have that leased. The one I have on the market is 1870 Elm. Selling that one.
Oh, you are? Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
If you shoot me an email, I'll just send you the link. It's on the market.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
How long's that one been up? I don't know how I missed that.
30 days maybe.
Okay. Okay. And that one's vacant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right. So not interested in selling the one I was calling about, but he does have one on the market. So I'm going to make a note to check on that one. It's been listed for 30 days. I'm going to check on that one when I'm done and through with my my contact session here. Okay. Next one. Holy smokes.
Hey Josh, real quick before you move to the next one. So now the guy that you just got on the phone was that one of the leads that had a notice of default that he said he's not interested in selling?
He's tax default on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Which just means he hasn't the next. Okay, so tax default was the smallest number when I did the search. That is delinquent on these taxes. There are lots of investors that will just wait to pay those. They're not escrowed. They'll just wait. They're at least in theory, they tell themselves, I'll get a better return on my cash if I just wait and pay the penalty. But when you stack them with tired landlords, this is a wonderful example of the fact that he owns a bunch of properties. And so he has one that is listed. It is vacant. I will take a closer look later to see, is this something that we should feature deal of the week? Should do outreach around? Should I run the instant cash offers to see what those come back at? Who knows? All right. I got Suzanne here. DNC. There is a landline that's not on the DNC, but it's third position. It likely won't be active, but it doesn't hurt to try. Oh, it's ringing. Nope. Disconnected. No worries. Let's I'm going to tap to email here. I think I've got a good email. Seems like a work email was the first one. There's, for whatever reason, a lot of emails with this one. So I'm sending to any of them that seem like they could be good emails. So some of this you just kind of have to use logic. A reminder for those using, the first listed number and the first listed email are the most likely to be accurate. No guarantees. And I've also had conversations with ones lower on the list. But what usually happens from numbers lower on the list is it's a person related to the person, but not the direct person. And that may seem like, a bad thing, except I've had numerous instances where that person then passed along the message to the person I was trying to reach. And, and then it's a matter of a conversation to see if there is an opportunity. All right, I got through that 4. Now I'm working tired landlord involuntary. DNC. There is one landline, but it's 5th position. I can virtually guarantee it's not going to be accurate, but who cares? There's no harm in trying. Nope. Not that it's not accurate, it's disconnected. Okay, I'm going to tap to email. Tap to email. There's 3 emails here. Then I'm going to tap to send mailer. I'm going to add them to this one here. Beautiful. Oh, I think I know what's happening with the mailer. We'll get that fixed ASAP. Okay, next one in the deck. The first number is on the DNC. The second number is not. So I'm going to show you real quick what you might do. A little extra sleuthing. Private investigator. So the second number listed is a mobile number. And I'm just going to pop it in here to see, because there's 2 names on it. Well, I'm just going to go ahead. So the names are Alan and Rhonda Carr. Heather isn't listed there. It's possible Rhonda goes by Heather. But this is an example where it's the right family. It just might not be Alan. So tap.
Rhonda or Rhoda? I saw a Rhoda under Heather's.
It's Rhonda. Rhonda says Rhonda is on the owner.
Yeah, there was one when you went into. Anyway.
Heather, hey, this is Josh with eXp Realty. I am trying to reach Alan or Rhonda about a property they own in New Cumberland. If at all possible, if you know them or have a way to get in touch with them, if you could share my name and number, I would greatly appreciate it. This is my direct cell phone, 717-571-0456. 717-571-0456. Thanks. So that was Heather. I was intentionally vague. So she has, hey, I don't know what this was about, but they were calling about blah, blah, blah. And she may pass that along and we'll see. I'm going to tap to send to all the emails here. Stephanie, did you have another question? I'm sorry. I'm just seeing your hand still up.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking at out-of-state tired landlord, and I have 85. Is that a big enough list?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I guess.
Sure. I mean, it's hard to get perfectly 100, right? But the goal, my goal for everyone was 100, 25 a day for 4 days. If we do that, virtually impossible for that not to have turned into opportunity.
Okay. I have tired and seniors 30, so there's the rest of them, I guess.
So you said out of state absentee 85 and then tired and senior was 30?
Yes.
Perfect. There you go. Because there'll probably be some overlap, but it's yeah, that's within the target range. So perfect. This one, all are on the DNC. All right, this one's second. Oh, it's a blue text. It's second position. First position, mobile is not. Am I going on time? I'm probably going to stop once I get through this deck, which will have been 14. From our experience, 25, depending on the day, the number of conversations you actually hit, etc. That would, generally speaking, take you 60 to 75 minutes. Sometimes less if you don't have any connect or. Yeah, hi, this is Josh with eXp Realty. I'm trying to reach David Thomas about a property he owns in New Cumberland. I'm not sure if I have the right number or not. If this isn't the right number, but you maybe know, David, if you could pass along my name and info. The number is 717-571-0456. Thanks. This is one. I don't know. It might. The emails might be right. One of them might be right. I always get a good kick at, it's a primary email and it's a Gmail, but it's like, I don't know, when people have fun with their Gmail. It's like David's Hog. I'm assuming he likes motorcycles. Let's see here. Thurman Giffen. Oh, these emails are most likely correct. But all of the numbers were on the DNC. And I don't get so concerned about the DNC and calling them. I mean, obviously a phone conversation is the fastest path to uncovering the opportunity. But the personalized, specific, relevant emails that we're sending get a very high response rate relative to other cold email. Hello, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. This is Kim.
Yeah, hey, how are you?
Williams. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Like I said, sorry about the phone tag there.
No problem.
Wanted to check on North High Street.
Yeah.
Can you tell me? Obviously, it looks like somebody started to do a renovation on it and then called it quits and decided to sell.
The contractor basically called it quits on the current owner. He, in that window, or I think what initiated it was he has moved in with his, I think, fiance now. I don't think they're married yet, but it doesn't matter. And so doesn't have the need for the property, doesn't want to keep it as a rental, had started the renovation because he was intending to, fix it up and maybe, try to get some return on it. and the company he was using just bailed on them. I think they may have folded, altogether. And so at this point, he just, he just wants to get out of it.
Got it. And like the kitchen, there's really no functional kitchen, no functional bathrooms at this point.
Correct.
Okay. Have you had any bites on it?
I have 3 people that I'm currently kind of going back and forth on that, it seems like might make an offer, but I have nothing in hand.
Okay. Gotcha. And I know that it said that there were cats there. Is there anything that we can't see in the pictures that we would smell if we got there?
Oh, I mean, I think that's when he was living there full time, and the renovation started after that. I am allergic to cats, and did not notice it at all when I was in there last. But
Okay.
yeah, for whatever that's worth, to me there was no evidence, smell or otherwise, that of them being there. And I don't know when the last time they would have been there, but it would have been pre the renovations beginning. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, if you're allergic and you didn't have any reaction, I'm thinking that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. Well, then, if my people have any further interest or questions, I will certainly be in touch. Thank you very much for your time.
You bet.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wasn't sure what that was. Got to answer the phone, right? One of the non-negotiables. I'm going to enhance this one because the emails seem like it's probably a related. And I think I got a better one. So I'm going to send to all of them, but I was curious if I would get a better email. Okay. Bloomington, Indiana. Hello, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. My name's Lisa. I am calling about a property that you just listed a few days ago. Do you have a minute for?
Sure. Sure.
So I am in the process of getting ready to move to the area.
Yeah.
And so job offer, things are still a little bit in limbo, but they're trending that direction. So probably in the next 60 days or so is when I'm looking to really finalize some things.
Okay.
So the property I'm specifically calling about, it was listed at $500,000
Mm-hmm.
in Arcona.
Yep.
It looked like it's a single family dwelling. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 1313 Carnegie Way. Yep.
Yeah. Do you mind just telling me a little bit more about it? I'm even more interested, given my circumstances, wondering if the sellers would entertain a contingent offer or not. Is that something I need to know now?
They probably, they probably would. They have, their timing settlement wise is incredibly flexible. Because they have, this is kind of like their winter house, and they've realized, why do we want to keep spending our winters here? It's an older couple, and yeah. So I think that wouldn't be a problem. It's a carriage home, so it is detached on one side, but it is attached on one side.
Oh, okay. So it does connect to some other property?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And so what part is it, like the front door? Can you give me some idea?
So, I mean, I'm assuming you've seen the pictures online.
I saw the pictures.
So the picture of the front door is, the unattached side. It's the opposite side to that is attached. And the garage, so that picture, you're looking at the front door. If you swing around to the front, that's where the 2-car garage is, and that's where the shared wall is.
But it's not considered a condo or a townhouse.
Correct. Well, I mean, I guess technically speaking, you would call it a townhouse, but they're delineating it and calling it carriage house. I guess in part because it's number one, the style of it, because there's more traditional townhomes in that community as well. And number two, the first floor master. I'm not sure what else would be reason for delineating it that way. But it's more just the design and the style of it.
I've never heard that term before. This is all new to me.
Okay.
Okay, got it. But it's not a deterrent either.
Okay.
I'm still quite interested in potentially coming out there.
Okay.
See it. And is there anything that you would tell me about it as like a highlight? Looks like there's a little fence in the backyard. I have
Yep.
a dog. That's
Yep.
really ideal.
Yep.
I have seen the Arcona kind of village.
Yep.
I like the contained kind of feel of it. I am familiar at least with the Arcona village itself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the idea is its own little community, right? And it's its own old school neighborhood feel of it. And as far as the actual unit, they did a significant amount of upgrades when they built it. They haven't been there very long, and are only selling because they realize that they spend half of their year in Greece and the other half here, and they've realized we don't want to spend the half of the year that we're spending here in the stateside in a cold weather climate. So their intent is to sell this one. They'll probably buy another home in Florida or someplace like that, and then split the time between the two of those.
Right on. Okay.
If you want, when we hang up, I'll text you, because the number you called is probably one of our business lines. I'll text you from my personal cell. If you shoot me a good email for you, I'll email you the full MLS sheet. There's a 3D virtual tour that I can send you, the disclosure, all of that stuff, so you can get a good feel for it. And if or whenever you're in town, be happy to schedule a time to take you through. Since I have you, I do have another townhome, a 3-bed, 2.5 bath townhome in another community similar. It's called Legacy Park. Similar and nearby, significantly lower price range. And I could send you info on that one too, to see if that's something that also would be of interest, or no.
Maybe not.
Okay.
The reason this one appealed to me is partly because of the upscale.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Look of it, right?
Yep.
Like, I trend more that way.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I've been kind of flirting with the idea of building with Keystone Builders.
Okay.
And have like floor plans picked out. That's
Yeah.
kind of
They have a nice product.
potential
Yeah, they have a-
answer is that I'm gonna build. But if something pops up that's ready to move in, that would be much preferred. I
Yeah.
haven't locked in yet with Keystone, but I'm kind of going that direction if I don't see something on the market here in the next 90 days or so. So
Well, I would love to see if this one would tick off all the boxes for you.
yeah, same. So okay, yeah, I'll look forward to the material and the 3D tour, and then if you would keep me posted, I'll keep you
Sure.
posted.
And I'm sorry, what did you say your name is?
Lisa.
Lisa. Okay. Got it. Awesome. Well, I'm Josh. I'll text you as soon as we hang up. And then as soon as I have your email, I'll send that info over.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Answer your phone, right? You never know. That was a out of area call on one of my listings, Bloomington, Indiana. Okay. So I have a number of things that I'm going to have to get done. So I want to address questions, but I'm probably going to have to stop my outreach and finish my outreach after the live Q&A. And I've got to get a couple of things for Sean to knock out before we go for the noon as well. So let's go. Susan, James, Stephanie. I'll close the loop on that call if anyone's interested. And then for those of you participating in the sprint, we'll have a little break and back at it. Susan, go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. Two of the communities that I work in now have rental caps. So would you suggest that I try to find other cities rather than these two cities as far as reaching out to tired landlords? They can't resell them as rentals again. Now, I've I've done tired landlords. I haven't gotten a lot of reaction lately on them in those cities. I had a couple thoughts, maybe they'd want to list it for resale. Maybe they'd be good for a flipper. Or would I be better off just, you know what I'm saying?
There's a cap, meaning
There's a 10% rental cap that they put citywide, which is ridiculous, but.
I would personally, I would stay away from that city, but that's up to you. Like,
That was my main cities. That's what I'm saying. Should I can go farther north and do a couple other cities.
I don't know, Susan. You know your market better than I do. I don't know what to tell you there. That seems patently absurd to me. Patently absurd. But like, it is what it is. So you either need to find what the angle is that it makes sense to do that. In other words, like you said, well, so here's maybe the approach you take. The institutional offers are not going to rent them. So you have that as a buyer. And if it does make sense for a local flipper, then you've got that. It just means that when you get the hand raiser, dispositioning it to an active landlord or somebody that wants to add it to their rental portfolio isn't going to be an option. So
Exactly.
I mean, it's patently absurd, and also everybody has to play with the same rules. So from that perspective, like, it's not like it's a restriction for you personally. It's your entire market. So everybody has to play by that set of rules, and whoever figures out how to win based upon those set of rules. So I'm going to get a little bit in the weeds here, but then I want to keep the questions going. But the workaround to that is investors, if they get in a good enough deal, they sell it creatively instead of renting it. In other words, figuring out what is the loophole that I could still effectively rent the property, but not rent it. So I buy it and I resell it with seller financing or on a land contract or whatever, which would circumvent the whole rental cap thing, because theoretically the tenant buyer would be on title. And I don't want to get too in the weeds there, because that's above. James is more well versed on that topic, and we've got others as well. And if that becomes something of interest, certainly I can bring on guests for that. But just know that if you reach out to them, your dispositioning tree would be institutional buyer, local investor who's going to flip it, or pivoting to what is going to be, in most cases, you listing the property.
Right. So you don't have like 10%, you don't have rental caps within neighborhoods?
We have rental caps in communities. We have rental caps in specific communities.
Correct.
But it's nowhere near 10%. The communities that have them, it's way higher than that. And it's rarely, at least in my market, it's rare that one is at that cap.
Interesting. Most of our communities are just done. I mean, you can't have any rentals in them anymore. So, okay, thanks.
Yep. James, and then Stephanie.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yep.
You're kind of glitching out. Hey, I reached out to Thanks to get my direct mail set up, and they said I phrase it this way: your lead deck absentee and owner occupied templates. Have them put that into my account so I could use those, and I don't see them anywhere. So maybe I asked them the wrong thing, or I'm just not seeing it. Could I share my screen, or
Can you just I can address this later. I'm like way behind. And they are on board on supporting that part.
Okay, I'll just reply back to them.
Yeah, definitely. And if not, we can, but also, like, you have the link that has all the share templates.
Oh. Just click on those.
Yeah. I mean, they'll pop you if you're logged in and you click on one of those links, that template is then added to your account.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, it's that method of sharing is super, super easy. And I want to sort it out for you beyond that. I just, as is per usual for me, I'm getting behind. Yeah. So let's figure it out this afternoon if need be, or if we need to figure out more, just keep me posted.
Thank you.
Yep. Who's next?
My question is, we have a way of moving the decks into a folder, but can we move the cards into a different deck?
You can move a card into your master. So when you get someone who's open to selling, you can then move them to your master. So let me just take care of one quick thing here, and then I do want to demonstrate that for those who are using it. So I just got to.
Okay. Any way we can get that changed?
What do you mean?
So that we can move the cards into a different deck, because what I'm finding.
Why would you move them into a different deck?
Okay, so for example, Round Rock has 3 different zip codes, and I want to be able to move them from Round Rock into the specific zip code, because when I run the different ones, and I've run them several times, and this is probably the problem, is I want to be able to move all of the leads. Like if I show 85 of them and then I try to run them, I get like 2 because I've run the search before. So I'm trying to aggregate all of those cards into, a deck or something that I can keep up with, because right now they're all over the place.
All right, hold on a second. Let me just finish something real quick here. And then I'll see if we can resolve this here. And if not, it might be something that Sean can add. One second here. Okay. Let me get back to this. Where'd it go? Here. Okay. So you're saying I want this. I find a card and I want to be able to move it to another deck, not to the master seller. Yeah, move to deck.
Okay.
So you can move it to another deck, or if you favored it, meaning I've talked to this person, which I haven't, but I've talked to this person and they said they're open to an offer, and I don't want to lose track of that. And I want to have a quick and easy way to be able to look at what are the cards that I have in my hand that I've already had some sort of conversation with that have indicated, yes, I'd sell, or this is what I'm looking for. I can go heart and I can add it to my sellers, which shows up at the top here. And we still haven't come up with a better name, but we're just calling them your master deck. And you can have sellers, buyers, and flippers. So the sellers are, in our case this week, absentee owners that are open to an offer. Add them to that. The buyers are the local portfolio buyers, cash buyer, active landlord, maybe multifamily. You've had a conversation. You have an understanding of their buy box. And this is maybe splitting hairs here, but these flippers, for me, they're more like the pros that they may have off-market inventory that you could, leverage or use in the as bait, or could get to work on selling outright, but they're also maybe looking for deals as well. So they're buying and selling, basically. They're the pros. And so it sounds like for you have Round Rock, and then you have each zip codes, and then being able to move them as you see fit or as necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would say maybe just as a suggestion, under the sellers and buyers, if we could have like a nested folder for like, say, single families and then multifamilies, all the different types. If we could put our buyers into a kind of a nested folder underneath the master deck.
So have a folder under this. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. Like you've opened it up and now see like little folders
Mm-hmm.
where I can put what the type of seller is that, although I'm seeing here, you've got duplex, condo, single family. So maybe, well, it is still be helpful, you know, not to have to run through the whole list if I end up with a bunch of them in here.
Yeah. And the other way with that is if you add notes, I think you can search by the notes. So some of that comes down to your own way of organizing, I guess, and your sort of like your own breakdown of that. But that, you know, I think that's I think that's a good idea. Having nested folders under these. Yeah, because these are all multifamily buyers. It just so happens. But I could put those in a bucket that's multi, or a folder that's multifamily. Okay, I got to
Have like a nested.
go ahead.
Never mind. I'll talk to Sean about
Yeah. Okay, I got to regroup here. For those of you participating in the sprint or in the Founders Club, meaning you can participate in the sprint, that live is at noon. If you don't have the link for that, it is under Launchpad Listing Sprint right here. So Launchpad Listing Sprint, the module 0, it's at the bottom right here. Register for live calls right there. And I will be back tomorrow. And this week, the Closers Cafe, like the main chunk of the Closers Cafe, is going to be me actually participating in the sprint, doing the work of the sprint. So tomorrow will be more contacting, and there'll be most likely some of the next step, like what happens after we get the hand raiser. What do we do to make good on what we're offering and plant the seed so that we can eventually land the listing? So we can eventually land the listing.
Would you change to 10 o'clock? Did I miss that?
That was just for today because of the snow.
Just for today?
Yeah, that was only for today, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It was just because of the snow day. And last week's replays, etc., and future replays, and where you can register to join live if you're not already in the Zoom room, is at leaddeck.ai/closers. Leaddeck.ai/closers. Thanks all.